Words have power. Words inspire. Words connect hearts across generations. Join us as we celebrate World Poetry Day, recognized globally by the UNESCO, a day dedicated to beauty, rhythm, and impact of poetry. The Benin Writers Society is set to host the world and you to a special World Poetry Day celebration. This year is taking place at number 10 in Nadege Street off Ihama off Boundary Road, GRA, Benin City, at a place called City Cafe on Saturday, the 21st of March 2026 at 1 p.m. prompt. Walk the red carpet, meet poets, writers, and lovers of literature, and experience an afternoon where creativity flows and words come alive. Come and enjoy the ambience of words on marble, powerful spoken words, performances, inspiring conversations, and a vibrant gathering of creative minds. And remember, the after party is one you don't want to miss. For inquiries, WhatsApp only 08065193188. World Poetry Day Celebration 2026, where poetry lives and voices rise. Benin Writers Society, telling tales for the next generation.
Hello, good morning, dear esteemed viewers. Thank you for joining us on Dawn of VOSTV, reaching you live from our Benin City studio, the capital of Edo State. Yes, here on Dawn, we take a look at the stories beyond the headlines and give you an in-depth analysis of these stories. Just before we set the ball rolling on today's episode of the program, yes, there has been an online social media debate on whose country jollof rice is the best in Africa. Yes, yesterday, King Charles III, King Charles himself, gave his verdict on this. Take a look.
We in the United Kingdom are blessed that so many people of Nigerian heritage, having chosen Britain as their home, are now at the heart of British life through excelling at the highest levels of business, technology, academia, law, science, sport, literature, and the arts. I have met so many of these quiet heroes in our schools, businesses, National Health Service, and universities, including countless young people who have flourished through the work of my King's Trust over the last 50 years. Only last week, I was delighted to host a rather lively group of them for a jollof and tea party at St. James's Palace. I was firmly assured that the jollof was only the best Nigerian, of course.
All hail the king! Long live the king! Yes, inarguably, Nigerian jollof rice is the best. Nigeria's jollof rice is the best. You know, this issue was really a topical issue when iShowSpeed, the popular streamer, visited Nigeria a few months ago. And, you know, he had a taste of Nigeria's jollof rice. And he also visited other countries, African countries, where he also tasted their jollof rice. And he said Nigeria's jollof rice is the best. And it sparked debate. Now, the king himself is attesting that, yes, Nigeria's jollof rice is the best. So, I must tell you that after this program, I'll go and grab a plate of jollof rice and, you know, have a sumptuous taste of it. So you too, I advise you that after the program, go and grab a plate for yourself and also, you know, have a taste of it. It's really delicious. You won't regret it. So I must tell you that. All right, it's still done on VOSTV, Nigeria, reaching you live from our Benin City studio. Here we take a look at the stories just beyond the headlines. We give you an in-depth analysis of these stories, and so that you have a glimpse of them. So let's set the ball rolling by exposing you to what are the newspapers pages, the stories that made it to the front page of newspapers, national dailies today. Stay tuned. Don't go away. Good to know that you're still there with us on the program this morning. Don, reaching you live from VOSTV in Benin City, the state capital. It's good to know that you are still here with us on the program this morning. So let's quickly take a look at the stories that made it to the front pages of national dailies this morning. Let's begin with the Vanguard newspaper. The Vanguard newspaper, the first story there on the Vanguard newspaper this morning says Nigeria's oil output drops 9% to 1.483 mbpd. Yes, that's the first story on the Vanguard this morning. Terrorists threaten to kill 3 adopted Kaduna villagers over 30 million naira ransom. Okay. All right. Still talking on other stories on the Vanguard this morning. Pardon. All right. On the Vanguard this morning, the first story there says Nigeria's balance of payments falls to 38% to $4.23 billion in 2025. That's the first story there on the Vanguard this morning. Moving on, Nigeria receives 11,520 doses of HIV prevention injection. States please, concerns of Nigerians will be addressed, says the Senate. That story is on page 8 of the Vanguard this morning. Moving on. El-Rufai's detention shows drift towards dictatorship. ADC tells Tinubu. And the screaming headline on the Vanguard this morning, insecurity. How Nigeria spent 32.8 trillion naira on defense in 15 years. The story has several riders. And the first one there says, defense gobs are 44.64 billion naira, or 12.5% of 262.834 trillion naira budget. Nigeria records over 100,000 violent deaths since 2012. National Assembly probes defense spending. CDS seeks stronger pleas, civil defense collaboration. And the final rider, Senate reps target March 31 passage of 58.47 trillion naira 2026 budget. Moving on, Eid al-Fitr. Sultan declares Friday as Shawwal first, urges for prayer. And as we can see, the King Sharks received President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. From my left-hand side, we can see picture of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu there from left, King Charles of United Kingdom, Queen Camilla, and the First Lady, Oluremi Tinubu, during the President's state visit to the United Kingdom. The story is on page 7 of the Vanguard this morning. Moving on, Maiduguri bombings. Military chiefs arrive Borno after Tinubu's directive. You know, the president issued a directive to the service chiefs aftermath of the killings, the suicide bombing that rocked Borno, Maiduguri, the Borno state capital. So, at the moment, the service chiefs are there to ensure that the tide of insecurity plaguing the area is addressed. And most importantly, some scores of terrorists were neutralized yesterday. So it's actually a welcome development, and we hope that they will intensify on efforts and record more successes in the fight against insecurity. So moving on, why Algeria are infiltrating Abuja? That story is on page 6 of the Vanguard this morning. There are other couple of stories on the Vanguard, so you can actually get a copy for yourself and see them. Either you get an e-copy or a hard copy for yourself. All right, so let's move on to our next newspaper, and that's the Tribune. The Tribune this morning, on the front page of the Tribune newspaper, the first story there, UBA need come to unlock diaspora capital for Nigeria's growth. Maiduguri explosion, no cause justifies killing of innocent people, says Vice President Kashim Shettima. CRIN abduction, police said 2 out of 4 cocoa farmers rescued. That story is on page 25 of the Tribune this morning. And it has a rider, 3 suspects arrested. 3 suspects have been nabbed in connection with the kidnapping of the victims. Moving on, Wike PDP faction means, says convention dates sacrosanct. The story has one rider, I have not moved from PDP. Governor of Bauchi State says. That story is on page 3 of the Tribune this morning. And the screaming headline on the Tribune this morning says, Malam Fatori battle. Military kills 80 ISWAP members in Borno. The story has a rider, take ownership of fight against Boko Haram ISWAP. Chief of Defense Staff, CDS tells Borno Yobe people. All right. So there are also, Sultan confirms Friday as Eid al-Fitr. That story is on page 16 of the Tribune this morning. So there are a couple of other stories on the Tribune. As usual, you can get a copy and you see them for yourself. Let's move on to our final newspaper, and that is The Guardian. On The Guardian this morning, the first story there says, PDP plans for convention despite internal conciliation talks. Africa's public debt near $1.2 trillion amid refinance boarding, fiscal shocks. State police gains momentum as Barrow Means Committee promises safeguards. The screaming headline on The Guardian this morning, AU rallies support against terrorism as CDS decries enemies within. That story is on page 6 of The Guardian this morning. Tinubu King Charles hold interfaith dialogue, deepening ties. Ministry's operations book open for probe, says Minister of Works, David Mai. Ramadan ends today as Saudi Arabia's Sultan declared Friday Eid al-Fitr. Federal government to transform correctional centers into food production hubs. That story is on page 30 of The Guardian this morning. All right. And another story there says, State Police gains momentum as Barrow Means Committee promises safeguards. Lagos, 6 aides commissioners set to resign for 2027 elections. All right. We can see on the front page of The Guardian this morning, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, flanked by his wife, the First Lady Oluremi Tinubu, and King Charles, King of England, and his wife Camilla, as part of the ongoing 2-day state visit of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to the UK. Of course, we know that there are a couple of issues that are lined up, so, as part of these visits. So we expect that the visit will not just be a mere bilateral ties that will be brought to fruition. It will not just be on paper, but it will be workable. Issues that will be discussed, education, security, economy, and all of others would bring genuine concerns that will ameliorate the plight of Nigerians. We expect that the visit will be impactful. All right? So moving on, those are some of the stories that are on The Guardian this morning. So you can actually get a copy for yourself and you read them for yourself. All right? Let's quickly take a short break. When we return, the discussion segment of the program. Stay tuned. Don't go away.
Words have power. Words inspire. Words connect hearts across generations. Join us as we celebrate World Poetry Day, recognized globally by the UNESCO, a day dedicated to beauty, rhythm, and impact of poetry. The Benin Writers Society is set to host the world and you to a special World Poetry Day celebration. This year is taking place at number 10 in Nadege Street off Ihama off Boundary Road, GRA, Benin City, at a place called City Cafe on Saturday, the 21st of March 2026 at 1 p.m. prompt. Walk the red carpet, meet poets, writers, and lovers of literature, and experience an afternoon where creativity flows and words come alive. Come and enjoy the ambience of words on marble, powerful spoken words, performances, inspiring conversations, and a vibrant gathering of creative minds. And remember, the after party is one you don't want to miss. For inquiries, WhatsApp only 08065193188. World Poetry Day Celebration 2026, where poetry lives and voices rise. Benin Writers Society, telling tales for the next generation. From the ancient glory of the great Benin Kingdom to the vibrant culture that defines the Edo people today,
VOSTV proudly presents The Pride of Edo,
a captivating cultural and lifestyle documentary series celebrating the history, traditions, food, music, and achievements of great Edo people across the world.
journey with us through royal traditions, colorful festivals, breathtaking tourist destinations, and inspiring stories of Edo's sons and daughters making global impacts.
Each week brings powerful documentaries, studio conversations, youth spotlights, and moments that celebrate the true spirit of Edo heritage. Don't miss the Pride of Edo, premiering March 30th, 2026, exclusively on VOSTV. Celebrate the culture, honor the legacy, experience the pride of Edo.
Only on VOSTV.
Good to know that you are still there with us on the program, done on VOSTV. Let's take a look at the issue for today that we'll be taking a look at. Nigeria loses approximately billions of naira annually, to education abroad. But now the federal government is saying that it has a solution, just in a move to ensure that it reduces, the cost of global access to education. The government is saying that Coventry University will now have a campus in Lagos. So Nigerians will have access to get UK degrees in Nigeria, even without traveling to the UK for the programs. So this will be taking a look at on the program this morning. Is this a welcome development, or it's another means just to reduce capital flights, and also the struggle will continue? I'm joined here in the studio by Comrade Solomon Ijeobe. Good morning, Comrade.
Good morning, my brother, and the viewers at home, a very good morning this morning. The whole thing is just laughable.
It's laughable.
Very, very laughable.
Why do you think it's laughable?
Who tell you say Nadam be the solution? Nadam be power, Nadam be petroleum. Does it reduce cost of inflation? Does it put food on the common man's table? Does it have any way? Have you fixed the educational system and the educational decay in Nigeria? Does that fix the economic issue? Why are people actually traveling abroad? Does the Nigerian government forget that education is just a way of having a reason to travel abroad? People say, I want to go and do my master's in the UK. I just want to go and further my education. It's another, because you must have a reason to travel.
Exactly.
You must have a reason to travel. So bringing it even to Benin City would not change the mindset of Nigerians, because the economic situation in Nigeria is not friendly. People go there because they have opportunity of having to explore, make new friends, change the environment, have a new narrative, get a degree where necessary, and then if they get the degree there's opportunity of them using it to work. Bros, you forget who be our CBN governor, Nigeria. Just trying to say that we do not have square pegs in square holes. You see, it's funny the way some of these public servants reason. They reason as though they don't have it upstairs. Which capital flight they want reduce? You want to stop people from traveling? You see, a friend once told me some decades ago that when you stop him from organizing good youths, he's a youth leader. You can't stop him from organizing bad ones. And when you try to stop a child from dissipating energy rightly, you cannot also stop that child from dissipating that same energy wrongly, because a child must dissipate energy. So, all this for me are just not the issue. Does it rectify the electoral issues we are complaining in Nigeria? Does it bring about good governance? What are going to be the fees here, where you tax both taxable and not taxable incomes? The income they tax in Nigeria, in some client, you don't tax it. It is the one they tax there that they don't tax. Those ones that belong to the big men.
Yes. So
what things I don't really want to talk about.
All right. So what would you say, concerning this, before importing Coventry University into Nigeria? Shouldn't the government face universities in the country, because we have a lot of issues that are affecting local universities here in the country?
Have they even been able to regulate the private universities, where, with all due respect to the Christian community, where Christian community make money from their congregation, use the same money in the name of building, because most churches collect in different names now, church building, new building, and all of that, and then build tertiary institutions, even secondary and primary, and the church members cannot attend it. Yet the church's revenue are not taxed. So they should fix the issues bedeviling the Nigerian states. They should fix the issue of educational decadence. The rots in educational institution today are unimaginable. Starting from forgery to looting to, in fact, they are just not what we can count. Government have not faced it. And then the issue of how much does government allocate in their yearly budget to education. A government says it's interested in education, and that's why it has gone to the UK to import, borrow your word, tertiary institution from the United Kingdom. After all, Prince of UK don't already call us in Nigeria, not the carry last, so we don't want carry last or there. And then you are bringing it to Nigeria. What is the requirement? What are the fees? Because they are going to charge you in accordance with the United Kingdom's financial regulations. For instance, you pay £100 as tuition fee there, and then a few other things will amount to about other £20. Maybe in total it's going to be about £120. I'm just giving an example. And then if you convert that money, because you're going to pay the same money in Nigeria, you understand what is equivalent. So does it make it cheap? I don't know. They will have the argument that if you now add flight ticket, accommodation,
Yes,
and all of that, it is still cheaper. Oga,
let's
fix
see
your,
it from
because
that
while we're
way.
growing up, we used to know that those coming to teach here in Nigeria are foreigners. The Indians, the English, you understand? That's this same UK people and all of that coming to teach us in Nigeria. Educational standard in Nigeria was standard. What happened? What happened? What changed? Those who usually go to the UK and others to go to school, then you are the children of the very elites. You know, having Okuta, father of Charlie Boy, sending Charlie Boy to the UK. They are the Anikulape Kutis sending their, you understand? And then they were for even more professional courses. But here we are. The government paid less attention to. In fact, yesterday I sent a team out to look at some of the issues in our educational system within Edo, especially the secondary schools, going from tuition, going from collections, then the building and whatever, because whether you like it or not, our school principals and whatever, and teachers, they'll cut corners. I learned that government gave rules that schools should not collect levies from children, but they should organize inter-house sports where they want to see the money. There's a particular school of particular interest that my team went, and then we discovered that, in fact, it became a common thing anyway. From schools. I'm coming.
Let's take a look
We discovered that they don't have security. The Ministry of Education has been singing songs or providing security. There are no provisions. If you have schools, it's not enough to have perimeter fencing. You understand? Because you have facilities in the school that are removed. So these are parts. I'm just using from state to federal. Okay. And then you want to go to UK to go and bring UK university to us. You want, what you not do to how far I don't fix Uniben?
But you know, you subscribed to Nigerians going there to study, right? That it's for opportunities. If we are going there and it is being,
if you say I subscribe, you are just trying to give a dog a bad name in order to hang it. I've said and I've emphasized that the economic situation in Nigeria is bad. It's one of the reasons why Nigerians are traveling abroad. That's putting academic pursuits as part of the reasons is just a way, to justify their living. I am not one of those, asking, clamoring, or advocating that Nigerians should leave. It's part of the brain drain. But we had a minister of labor in the person of Ngige, who said it was a good thing to have Nigerians traveling abroad. After all, they are good brains. That's why they are asking for them. When they had the face-off with NLC in his days as Minister of Labour. So don't put it on me, but I'm only telling you that that's what's applicable and that's obtainable.
So Nigerians shouldn't see this as an innovation that will put a smile on their faces.
How is it going to put smile on their faces when going to create leaking pocket? A few weeks ago, how much was I buying fuel? In some filling station, a little less than 800. In some, a little above 800. Now I'm buying fuel at 1,300. Bringing UK University, will it change the price of fuel pump?
Having to spend to go there.
There are better opportunities there. There are better. You wait there, so may they give you opportunity where they before they will change the camera stage. You don't reach there. Point I'm trying to make is that Nigerian government should fix the Nigerian economy. If the economy is good, people will stop traveling. You see, there are a whole lot about the educational system in Nigeria. A whole lot. But emphasis is not about the whether you bring it will not. If I get it clear and read it in capital letter, it will not change anything.
Where have we gotten it wrong? That makes
it was here.
Not change anything.
It was here in the studio the other day. We were reading letter from some of the parents of those who fought in one of our very reputable institution in Edo State. One of the parents wrote that he has 4 children, 2 girls and 2 boys, that they are studying abroad. And that person was a public office holder here in Edo. That's just to tell you the most trust even the politicians have in the economy and the society. Because when their children study abroad, they have opportunities of mingling with sons and daughters of an average, if not wealthy, Europeans. Let me tell you, they are not like us, where Senator Bukari, I saw our president's convoy, on social media, and I was laughing. It not changed even when he reach abroad. I still the same way he did. But there, whether he's a prime minister, he takes the same kind of, transport system that you take. They are common. They are like normal.
There is equality.
There's that equality. There's that justice system. In fact, to say equality is least. There's equity. There's a clear difference between equity and equality. Because equity will create a balance for everybody. So it creates rooms. People make friends. And then, like I had mentioned, when they finish, there are greater opportunities there. They will not employ a nurse. You understand? As a sales reps. If you are a nurse, they'll use your qualification to employ you. So, here, in fact, I stumbled into a matter a few days ago where somebody who is a graduate of accounting was going to seek an employment somewhere because he's been out of school for years now. He hasn't gotten a job. And the qualification the least qualification there that he can use, because he knows that if he goes as a graduate, he's not likely to get it, was SSC. And when he looked at the age difference, you understand?
Yes.
It's about 2-3 years, higher than if he wants to use his own. And then the person went to doctor the document. It's the same results. But what would you call that? Forgery. But what led to that? Economic frustration. The man is a graduate, but he's going to take a job with an SSC, which pay will be lesser. You understand? In the end. And when he was asked, why would you have, a university degree, and you're coming to want to use SSC, and you're even doctoring it? He said if he doesn't use it, lesser to at least to get something, he would not be able to get the job. But now that you are caught, he said he just wants a job. He wants to leave that unemployment. But that has led him to committing a crime of forgery. And you think that it's not the economy that has forced him? A man have left school 5 years, 6 years running. he has nothing and there's no hope of getting. That's how the economy has twisted an average Nigerian. I am not justifying the action of the man who went doctoring documents, but I'm only trying to tell you how the economy could bend people. So, Nigerian government should fix the Nigerian system. Now, think of it, my brother. You think flying abroad is cheap? It's not cheap. Do you know how many people have been duped in the process? I have a friend that was duped 8 million. I have another friend that was duped 6 million. Trying to do study visa and UK visa and whatever. Trying to travel abroad. And I said, you have 6 million naira. Why you still... And he tried to make explanations. That's like an investment. And two, let me also tell you how the Nigerian government and the Nigerian system has reduced. You know, if you come flying a UK qualification, for instance,
Yes.
you are rated higher than my brother who graduated from AAU. There was a government in this state who was not ready to give employment to anybody that have a local university degree, unless you have an international university degree, a foreign degree. You understand? So that's how they have rated it. And let me tell you.
So you are of the view
even
that
if you
studying, you are of the view that studying abroad globally, it's a welcome development. But bringing him down here, having a campus here, it's not encouraging.
I'm not saying it's not encouraging. I said it will not change anything.
It will not change anything.
It will not change anything.
It will change the fact that we spend billions to travel there.
I'm only trying to tell you that people traveling
because
there
this
are
money
not
will
just,
not be, utilized.
and
locally.
I'm telling you that people traveling abroad are not just traveling because they want to go get the degree, and then that
There's an interior motive.
There are other motives, of course, and to just say that, and also I needed to buttress that when you have a degree and you study, I studied in Europe. It's different from I attended University of Europe in Lagos.
But same degree.
But different perception.
Not the perception.
And let me help you.
Let
me help you, my brother.
Let
me help you. Let me help you. Let me put it.
Can you just give me some few seconds just before you? If University of Benin, I studied at the University of Benin. They have a campus in Omosoga, right? The results they issued there, it doesn't carry Omosoga as it just carries University of Benin, which is same to what
you are talking of.
Be the case.
You are talking of local. You are talking of local universities. You are talking of international universities and their campus and their locations. Now, let me
it won't be stated that they graduated from this campus
in
the results.
In the results,
yes.
But in the course of interview or further questioning, see, we have this.
If I'm presenting my results,
resume.
To seek
resume. When you are presenting your CV,
yes,
you will mention. But
let
me say this.
Indicate that I attended Coventry University.
Where?
I won't add campus.
Okay. Are you
not supposed to add a campus to it.
You
are a graduate of. You are a product of.
Let me help you. I'm going
University.
somewhere. I'm going somewhere. Do you know if you have a university degree from University of Benin or AAU or any of the universities, and then you attended, for example, Auchi Polytechnics, and you have an HND, you know their equivalents? True of us.
AAU results and
no, it's university graduates,
yes,
and higher diploma, and HND. Yes. I'm not talking of one. Oh, you have started it. But here in Nigeria, it is said that when you have you are both graduates, you will serve.
Yes.
But when you are going to be employed and you say you are a university graduate and you are HND holder, there's that dichotomy. You already said it. That's the point I'm making. That you came from Harvard University and I come from AAU. It's not the same when tendering qualifications. That's the point. That's the point I'm trying to make. That even in Nigeria, in Nigeria now, our Nigeria, there is the government over time have made different rules, different fiats and pronouncements, trying to say that there should be no discrimination between an HND holder and a BSc holder because by standard they are the same.
In this case, we are talking about Coventry University.
And I am telling you that as far as the campus
in Nigeria,
that the campus in Nigeria, I've told you part of the
results they will issue will not carry Lagos campus. It will carry
or not. Whether it carries Lagos campus or not. It does. There is going to be a dichotomy, and it is never going to be cheap. And the Nigerians traveling abroad, those are you are not getting what I'm saying. That the people traveling abroad are necessarily not just going because.
I understand the fact that you're talking about interior motive involved in traveling, not just to go there
beyond the ulterior motive. I've told you that there is this dichotomy. By the time you are going to seek for an employment, and by any means they are conducting an interview, and they got to know that you attended the Lagos campus. It's just like
how will you know when it's not stated in my result
there is always an interview. Do you know let me tell you, we
attended Coventry University.
We had stop painting issues. No, it doesn't stop there. You should
ask me which campus.
You are talking as if you are not in Nigeria, and I hate to behave as though I don't understand the Nigerian system. You and I do. See, we like this paparazzi. We like this eye service. What you mean you studied in the UK? No, I attended. Baba, you don't lose that. You don't lose that job.
You are presuming.
I'm not. It is what is obtainable here. It is our mindset.
So in this part of our world, there's kind of systemic corruption, systemic dichotomy that has greeted,
Let me give you one analysis. This morning, a friend called me and said somebody came in, had one nefarious activity happened here. He came in from Canada, and then the person was wanted by the police. You understand? A higher police. In fact, there was even already a bench warrant. Already a bench warrant for the arrest of that person. The complainant or the person concerned was able to monitor the activity of the person, but because the police who was supposed to pick up the person was not near, they needed to use the closest division, you understand, to arrest the person. And it was a weekend. The IPO from the higher place was not readily accessible. By the evening of that day, the IPO had put a call across to the DPO to say, that's my suspect, keep him in custody. By Monday latest, I would have arrived to come and pick that suspect. Should I shock you?
Shock me.
That DPO released that suspect. According to him, it was to a reliable shorty. Now, whereas the person who arrested has said this man will travel, and then some civil rights actors quickly got involved, called the DPO to say, even if you want to grant the person bail after 24 hours, for whatever reason, you are given, ensure that the person drops his international passports. I'm just saying police institution to police institution. You understand? And the next thing we are hearing now is that the person was released before that Monday, and the person has traveled to Canada. And the DPO is saying, I can arraign the shorty. because he is unable to produce the person he took, were you not pre-informed? What would you call that? Sharp corruption. Point I'm just making. I gave this law enforcement agent as an example. Those who are supposed to uphold the law. Somebody committed an offense. There's even a court order asking you to kill the person. And you are giving an excuse that you don't want to detain the person beyond 24 hours. And you have all reasonable facts to prove that the person will run, that he has been on the run.
All right.
And the point I brought this to is that corruption is endemic in the Nigerian system.
All right. Now let's talk about, brain drain. Are you in support of brain drain?
Not at all. Never at all.
Okay. If you are not in support of brain drain, and such system, such is coming to Nigeria, Coventry University is being brought to Nigeria here in Lagos, and you said you are not in support of brain drain.
Can I tell you what's can I tell you what is responsible for the alleged brain drain? Is the failed economic system. Nigerians have survivor's instinct. You are here. You are in this broadcast station. And you have a poetry, you have less than a minimum wage that cannot wage you. And you are getting an employment that will give you higher than the minimum wage. I don't need to ask you what you will do. That's exactly what is responsible. I just told you that some time ago when a minister, I mentioned his name, Ngige, was Minister for Labor, when they had a face-off with Labor, and they were quarreling over brain drain. And the man said it's not brain drain. The Nigerians are good. That's why they are looking for them abroad. That's a way of selling the Nigerian people to the world. That's a welcome development. The Minister of the Federal Republic. If you want, I can help you Google it and then bring out the video so that you can watch again. You understand it. Let me tell you, if the Nigerian economy is good, do you think people will travel? You talked about taxation. The taxation system there is even more.
Yes.
They don't have freedom as much as they will have in their country. This racism thing is real, but people enjoy it because of the exchange rates. So there are a whole lot of things involved. Yes, I'm not in support of brain drain because our best 11 have been shipped out of this country in search of greener pasture. A man has worked 25 years here and has been unable to buy a car for himself, let alone building a house, but has just traveled with the same qualification he had that he was working for 25 years. He has just done 3 years abroad. He has a house now, he has a car, and his family is living well. And you think that's not a good example? What's the difference? Because the system there works. There is gain for labor. You can afford, as far as you have the time, you have the energy to do the job, you will have the money. Or the system will just ask you to give a little back to keep the system running. But here, the system will want to sap everything from you. How much is our Nigerian minimum wage? How much is a bag of rice? Can your minimum wage buy you a bag of rice in Nigeria? So after you buy a bag of rice, can you pay your children's school fees? Can you take care of your clothing, transportation, and other sundry items? And then you have a better opportunity. In summary, what I've said and what I wish to emphasize is that the economy of the Nigerian state is poor. Security, let's not talk about it. You and I know. But you know that when you are there, there's this level of security. In some areas, you are a minute or two away from security attention. But here, 1 hour, they ask you, they carry bazooka, they get which kind of gun they carry? You wear mask? How many of them then be? You that is making a distress call, the security officers are asking you the color of dress that hoodlums are wearing. Is that not a suicide mission? So, but that's it. And that's why I'm saying the reason is not, it's just beyond bringing the university here. I just gave you a few reasons. It's beyond bringing the university here. If the economy is not good, it's not good. If the system is corrupt, it's corrupt. If you still bring the university here, now the same thing whether they do for our common university here, now they will still do that. I've been at Ghost now and go to teach for them. You only brought the name. Are you bringing everybody from the UK to come and teach here? My brother, a politician has once said that if you bring the most pious person, I don't want to mention him because I did not toe that same line though. That if you bring the most pious man, even as recorded in the Bible, to lead Nigeria, there still be corruption. So if you bring them here, in fact, another friend argued that if you take Nigeria to UK or to US and bring US to Nigeria and ask Nigeria to be US for just 2 years and ask US to be Nigeria, Nigeria will become better than the US used to know. And US that's not in Nigeria will be 5 times worse than the US used to know.
But if you take a look at some of the countries of this world, like Malaysia and others, they've been able to host foreign universities successfully. Why do you think Nigeria?
Did you say Nigeria? I was watching a video yesterday. Somebody was giving analysis of the worst black African country in the continent. How he mentioned a few other African countries. If they come to your country, that's they will yes, Nigerians are hardworking, but they are the worst corrupt. They will put corruption, inject corruption into your system. In fact, they will corrupt the other. He gave examples of about 4 or 5 African countries. Some of them are neighboring. That when they come to your country, that the Nigerians will infuse corruption and corrupt them. And he made an example of such other countries living in some other countries, and he says, look at their quarters. That we do not know how to manage system, we don't respect laws, we don't follow rules. And that's the same point I am making. That if you like, you bring Bangkok University, you bring United States of America University that was attended by Donald Trump, Obama, Bill Clinton, James Carter, and bring it here. Assas and Nigeria here a day. Once you give out the qualification, in fact, before you finish here, now the same way one private university they behave here, so they will behave.
So you don't think that when you have such in Nigeria, it will actually change the standards of Nigerian universities, because we now try to strive to emulate
beyond just having the certificate that you attended a UK university and just having it, not needing to explain that you attended the Lagos campus. I do not see anything different from Uniben and AAU.
I'm talking about our universities, our public universities here in Nigeria. If we have such, for instance, let me land.
Can
you just give me?
No, you wait. Answer me as I will answer you.
Let me land first.
No, let me first land.
Let me land.
No, let as a Nigerian thing. You see, without stop partisan in the university.
Let me land, Community Jogbe. If you take a look at Nigerian institutions, of course, we have lapses. We have several lapses. So if we have, as we are about to have it now, Coventry University, which it's, expected to kick off late of this year, 2026, towards the end of this year. If we have it in Nigeria here, don't you think our universities, local universities, will now strive to do better, strive to, bring standards to fruition, so that we will try to emulate Coventry University?
Are you trying to say this is the first foreign university in Nigeria? I'm sure that's not what you're trying to say. As any of those other
when you hear the name Coventry,
even if you like,
it speaks volume of laws. It speaks volume of quality. It speaks volume of.
Even if you like that Covenant University of Duesenberg, I have asked you, will it change Nigerians from carrying cultism into the university?
Cultism will be taken there. Courtesan will be practiced.
Nigerians, they travel from here, go abroad, go they practice courtesan. Have you know they say for social media? Have you not watched the documentary of how these UK phones started? That they are court boys. They mentioned some court groups in Nigeria that are the ones perpetrating the act of phone stealing and shipping them to Nigeria. So you have not also watched the documentary of how the cartel who carry people abroad are a connection of court groups in Nigeria. Oh, you don't know. Now me just tell you. My brother, now Nigeria now they talk, Nigeria now they carry last. For everything there is a way. Cutting corners is a habit and is endemic. You know, in science world, when you say a thing is endemic, it means it's now there it starts. When you say epidemic, it means it don't grow, reach other area. They carry and come. When you say pandemic, you say don't reach the world.
Deteriorated.
So here, corruption, cut corners is endemic. Is a part and parcel of the Nigerian system.
So what are you suggesting?
Nigeria should cleanse the system. Forget bringing Harvard University, Kenwood University,
Coventry,
Covenant and Coventry, Covets and connected university to Nigeria. Fix the decadence in our education system. Increase the budgetary allocations to education in Nigeria. Attend to the issues as they arise in the educational system. Create equality, if you like equity, within and amongst the competing universities. Create a balance between privates. Do you know why people run into private universities? Because this one will not just be different from other private universities that we have. Is that our normal universities do not give normal graduating time to students. I mean,
incessant industrial actions.
Strike. And all whatnot.
But lately, it has, you know.
You only said lately. It's just like the same thing we talked about fuel. That lately, hoarding of fuel has become almost out of the system. But you know what it is, that people are paying through their nose. Because it's either they hoard or they increase. And people say, even if not 2,000, we'll go buy, make we just see and buy. So, in all of this analysis, I try to tell you that bringing the UK university to Nigeria will not really change much things, because when you have it, you have graduated there, it doesn't really change anything. It doesn't change the decadence we have here. It doesn't change. It wouldn't change the way. Why other people want talk say they don't go UK come? If they come, they tell and say me can't go to the UK university here. Now the university tell you saying they go there, go do. So there are a whole lot. Government should sit down and look at the system. Look at this government. There was bombing in Borno and one other states. I can't remember. And tons of thousands died.
All right.
And then while Nigerians were crying, on how to go and bring succor, our leadership were busy flying across the borders and going to do paparazzi in the United Kingdom. Nigeria government must wake up to our responsibility. Due to time, I'm also cutting it now. I'm cutting it now.
Yes, in just 30 seconds.
No, in just a few minutes. That the Nigerian government should wake up to their responsibility. They should fix the system. They should do what is right. They should give the people what the people want. They should stop enslaving and impoverishing the people in the name of bringing succor.
All right. Thank you very much for joining us on the program. We appreciate your inputs. All right. Just before we go, we appreciate all those who joined us live on the program. Thank you for your contributions on the program. Do well to join us same time tomorrow for another episode. The system, the new Coventry University campus that is to be sited in Lagos State. What do you think about it? You can use the comment section to lend your voice. Thank you for joining us on the program this morning. Bye for now.
Words have power. Words inspire. Words connect hearts across generations. Join us as we celebrate World Poetry Day, recognized globally by the UNESCO, a day dedicated to beauty, rhythm, and impact of poetry. The Benin Writers Society is set to host the world and you to a special World Poetry Day celebration. This year is taking place at number 10 in Nadege Street off Ihama off Boundary Road, GRA, Benin City, at a place called City Cafe on Saturday, the 21st of March 2026 at 1 p.m. prompt. Walk the red carpet, meet poets, writers, and lovers of literature, and experience an afternoon where creativity flows and words come alive. Come and enjoy the ambience of words on marble, powerful spoken words, performances, inspiring conversations, and a vibrant gathering of creative minds. And remember, the after party is one you don't want to miss. For inquiries, WhatsApp only 08065193188. World Poetry Day Celebration 2026, where poetry lives and voices rise. Benin Writers Society, telling tales for the next generation. Are you planning an event, launching a brand, or looking for powerful media visibility? Welcome to VOSTV. VOS Global Media Limited, your trusted media powerhouse in Benin City. Located at number 82, First Isekulu Road, we deliver top-class event coverage, live streaming, studio and outdoor photography, and professional videography that tells your story with clarity and creativity. Need sharp editing, catchy jingles, full program production? We've got you covered. From talk shows to entertainment, general news, advert placement, and even social media management, VOSTV gives your brand the spotlight it deserves. Clear visuals, professional sound, creative excellence. Call us today on 080-2254-7837 or 090-3710-3329. VOSTV, amplifying your voice to the world.